Precision Analytical continues to partner with both academia and industry to look at clinical outcomes as it relates to different interventions and what happens to hormone levels, metabolite levels, and various other markers that we're looking at to really show the clinical utility of both intervention and the testing in combination, which really gets to the heart of what is going on in your practice as you're using a test like the Dutch test. And it's really important when you're looking at a test like the Dutch test that's novel and new in the market to get the data for both its analytical and its clinical validity into the peer-reviewed literature so that it can be critiqued and so that you can have confidence in its utility. So we've really been investing heavily in not only collecting data, but also getting data published that can really show the clinical utility of the Dutch test. While we have published and continue to publish more data that shows the analytical validity of the Dutch test, what we're really excited to get out into peer-reviewed literature that we're working on currently and already have some stuff in print is looking at clinical validity, looking at studies showing correlation. In one study, looking at cortisol and its metabolites and how it relates to things like BMI, and also in other studies looking at different applications of HRT and seeing how the clinical endpoints and the dosages correlate to the Dutch test, and finding some really remarkable data that we're excited to get into peer-reviewed literature to not only add to the body of literature as it relates to our understanding of different HRT scenarios, but also to just show the practical clinical validity of using the Dutch test in these situations. Most recently, in the Journal of Clinical and Translational Endocrinology, you'll find a publication of the validation of our cortisol test, which is a huge success for us at Precision Analytical. That was one of the novel things that we brought to the market, is the ability to test the diurnal pattern of free cortisol in urine. Now, while this was validated, it wasn't published in peer-reviewed literature. And that has now been accomplished and gives a lot of confidence to the usefulness of this test in your practice for its unique comprehensiveness in looking at, again, both the diurnal pattern of free cortisol, but also the cortisol metabolites to look at the total production of cortisol all in one test that's now found in the peer-reviewed literature.